Welcome back to What You Missed, a video game news show where I discuss articles that occurred within days to a week ago that you may have missed that are important to the video game industry and possibly to you. At long last, the Doomfist character in Overwatch is now playable, and it's in the public test region. So technically not live for every other individual to play, like on regular matches or even in personal matches, just the public test region. With that said, Doomfist is an individual with a massive right arm, and he's a close combat character with some unique abilities. He can jump up into the air and do something like a meteor strike. He can use a rocket punch. I mean, this is exactly what you would assume, something similar to a Reinhardt, but a little bit different. He's not exactly the same as Reinhardt because none of the Overwatch characters are copy and paste cookie cutter cutouts. This guy's unique. I've always wondered why Doomfist wasn't the first introduced, because in the earliest trailers of the game, in the earliest little showings videos, they had, you know, Reaper trying to get the Doomfist gauntlet, or the giant gauntlet spinning, floating. Look, again, I'm not immersed in Overwatch lore. I've only seen what I've seen, and I'm a pretty casual player when it comes to Overwatch. So if I mess something up, you can feel free to correct me in the comment section below, because I'm not that immersed in that game. Though I do enjoy it and like the game, I think Doomfist is an excellent expansion. In addition to the game, I do feel that his shortest and worst point for him as an individual character is his inability to get in close quarters easily. He's a close quarters combat, but there's plenty of people that can counter him with guns. It's the same way with Genji, it's the same way with Reinhardt. There are ways around these things, and you just have to figure out as a player. If you really enjoy Overwatch, you'll probably enjoy this expansion, and continuing with the tradition of not charging for these characters or DLC, instead using the loot box and microtransactions to fund it, it seems that we are getting this character for free as well. If you'd like to test it out, you can hit the public test region once again, and again, I have to emphasize this because a lot of articles don't mention that you do have to try them in the public test region. You can't just magically access them. I tried to get on Battle.net myself and play them in an offline match personally. I couldn't find them there. Public test region. So Pokemon Go is having an anniversary event, and I've been seeing this pop up a lot, and I was curious, like, why was there a Pikachu with Ash hats popping up everywhere? And I just wrote it off. I said, oh, okay, you know, whatever. But apparently there is an anniversary special that is allowing a Ash Hat Pikachu to appear. You can also get something called a special discounted anniversary box, which is an in-game shop item, and it contains many items specifically helpful for raids. Contains 6 max revives, 2 raid passes, 20 ultra balls, 6 incubators for the cost of 1,200 Pokecoins. I think that's quite a lot of money, and I don't think the raid box is worth buying. It's $2.80. This is a very passive game. You can find those revives, you can use revives and super potions or hyper potions or whatever you happen to have at the time, and I think the only thing that might be worth getting that for is the incubator and or the raid passes. But again, you can get those from other things, so I personally wouldn't say to get this and spend money on it. However, you can still get an Ash Hat Wearing Pikachu if you do happen to find that out in the wild. This is not a scripted event. You will not always find this. It is just a more likely high chance, and it's being run from July 6th to July 24th. That is what's going on because there's a separate live event going on called PokeGo Fest in Chicago on July 22nd. So yeah, there's that. If you guys really enjoy Pokemon Go, you'll probably like getting that Pikachu. I still have a Santa Hat Wearing Pikachu and Raichu, so personally, I'm a-okay if I don't get an Ash Hat Wearing Pikachu. So Halo 5 is getting a native 4K update for the Xbox One X. Now you heard that right. Again, don't confuse this with the Xbox One S, the current one that you can get right now, not the original. all these little letterings behind it. You know, could we not just have done what PlayStation was doing? PS1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. You can't confuse that. You can't mix that up, okay? You have the slim version. You have the original fat version, okay? Very easy to keep this stuff straight. Now we have the Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, Xbox One Original, Xbox original. What do you mean in here? So don't get it confused. It does not work for the Xbox One S. They haven't said that. It's the Xbox One X. So the 4 Halo games will also become backwards compatible, but no, they didn't say that they're getting 4K update and support for that. I'm sure that they will conform to the screen size 1920 by 1080, and maybe they'll even use the power of the Xbox One X to jump up in frame rate if they unlock the frame rate in their backwards compatibility, but that's to be seen. Microsoft and 343 Industries said that they'll reveal more about Halo 5 on the Xbox One X later this year, but 30 games along with Halo 5 is going to be receiving the 4K update for those systems, which is kind of in conjunction and usual day-to-day things for a game system that is becoming backwards compatible. Remember, the Wii, when it came out, was very backwards compatible and friendly to the GameCube. It even had the 4 controller ports. You could play any GameCube game on it. And the same thing happened with the Wii U. You could just pop in any Wii disc and play it, and those games were upscaled to whatever resolution it was putting out. It didn't always make those games look better, but it allowed you to play them on a standard TV. You didn't have to use an old TV. You didn't have to go back to the RCA cables or component cables. You could use HDMI, and that wasn't a problem. This is normal business here. It is nice that they are adding the updates for 4K. Microsoft is also keeping all the map packs for these 4 360 games free to keep the community together, so that's a thing as well. 4 Halo games will become backwards compatible on Xbox later this year. That would be the Xbox One X, and they are Halo Anniversary, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, and Halo 4. So you don't have to have the Master Chief Collection. You can play those games also. I think that's very important to not forget the purchases that you've made prior to this, and for Microsoft to be touting backwards compatibility so much, they kind of do have to do this. And again, Sony, take note. This is how you do it. You don't say, oh, we can't emulate it, when you have emulators out on the internet emulating the PS3 better than you can. But I do think having backwards compatibility is more important than a lot of people give it credit for. So another big article that came out was the PlayStation Plus games that you get for free versus games with gold comparison. And there's a big chart, and I've discussed this in the past, but for this month, the July, we have on the PS Plus games Until Dawn, Game of Thrones, Tokyo Jungle, Darkstalkers Resurrection, Element 41, and Don't Die Mr. Robot. On the games with gold side, you have Grow Up, Runbow, Kane and Lynch 2, Dog Days, and Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, so what I'm going to be talking about here is the games that I personally would be interested in, games that sound interesting to me and I would never purchase for myself, but play because I got for free, and games that I'm just not interested at all. So, Until Dawn, not really interested at all in it, probably will not play it even though I would get it free. Same with Game of Thrones, I'm just not interested in it, I don't really care for it. Tokyo Jungle, never heard of it, don't know anything about it. Darkstalkers Resurrection, very interested, would be one of the more exciting games I would be happy to get. Element 41, never heard of it. Don't Die Mr. Robot, again, never really heard of it. So on the PlayStation side, it seems for me personally, if I had PS Plus, that would be a pretty crappy month. And on the games with gold, Grow Up, very nice. This is a game that my daughter absolutely loves. It's a fun game, and I would definitely recommend it. Runbow, never heard of it. Kane and Lynch 2, Dog Days, again, just for the simple fact that you can play this game, and it was such a controversy back in the day. Now you don't have to buy it, you can play it, and you can see for yourself what you think about it. There's a scene where a guy walks around naked in the rain, so there's that. You can play that. If that doesn't entice you, there's guns and lots of killing, so maybe that will. And then Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, again, Lego video game, very fun stuff, put together very well. I think that's pretty cool that you get that one for free as well, because those games do tend to hold their value at around $10 to $20. So it's nice to get those games for free. I think the Lego Pirates of the Caribbean and Grow Up alone are a pretty decent deal because you save yourself about $30 on those games. As for the rest of them, Kane and Lynch 2, not that great of a game. Still fun because of the controversy, but not that fun essentially. It's something else, dude. You just gotta play it. If you got games with gold, download it and play it today. You'll see what I'm talking about. Nintendo has gone on record to say that they are going to be releasing Splatoon 2 DLC for a year, and there's also going to be a timed demo before the game actually does come out. As per similar to the original Splatoon, you can play Splatoon 2 before it does come out. And there is a Splatoon 2 Nintendo Direct that you can check out before you end up getting the game, or before this demo even comes out, so you'll know what's going down. It basically explains the game and a lot of the things that are going to be detailed detailed in the game, adding to how the original game goes with different features, unique elements that they're adding to this game versus the original, and just building off the original. So if you guys are confused or worried that you won't be up to date playing Splatoon 2 and you'll get trashed, don't worry, just check out that little stream that they did. It'll probably be hosted on their website, but you can find it on Twitch as well. And then, of course, you can play the demo before the game comes out. That's about all there is to know about that. Saturday, July 15th from 3 to 7 p.m. Pacific time and 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. And the UK will have a separate event from 6 p.m. on the same day, and players can pick whether cake or ice cream is better. And that's about it for the news, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode, this video. Please make sure to like and share this with all of your friends. I really appreciate every time you share this video. It helps me to continue the series. And as always, I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. I would like you to comment down below what the most interesting news story is, and if I should cover a different news story in the future. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and as always, good gaming, God bless, and thank you for watching.